Hello everyone. Contest of Speed welcomes you to the first race of ACC competition. This is Season 1, Round 1. We are here at West Kingston, Kent, England, better known as Brands Hatch. This track opened in 1950. At its current length is 3.916 kilometers, or in terms of American, 2.483 miles. Has a FIA grade license of 2, and played host to the Formula One British Grand Prix from 1964 to 1986. I am your commentator for this season. I am Deathstorm. You could also catch me on AM3 comms Monday night alongside two drivers that are in here, Cam Tizzle and Eka Saint, who, or not Eka Saint, E. Warren rather, my apologies. The former I am riding currently on board with. Little couple known facts about this track. The overall lap record here at Brands Hatch is a minute 12.276, held by Adam Carroll in an A1 GP Ferrari from 2009. The kind of cars we are racing tonight, the GP3s, or GT3s, the lap record is a 122.557, held by Rafael Marciano in a Mercedes AMG GT3 Evo. According to the timesheets practice, Cam Tizzle right now is on top of the 125.4, but yet again, this is practice. I'm still recovering from a cough / getting cold, paired up with the technical difficulties last 2 weeks ago. I do apologize about that. Hopefully everything has been rectified, and we will be good to go. As I mentioned before, we are at Brands Hatch.
Green light, give it all you can.
This is the first race of 11 on the calendar. It is also a 90-minute race. This is going to be our endurance races for the season, as well as going from light to dark. So it's going to have a little bit of everything tonight other than rain. As you see on the screen, we have 17 of our 24 drivers here tonight, so honestly, very good turnout for round one. 2-round winner of the preseason, NTS Abel, is here. Along with, I did miss last week, but I do believe Cam Tizzle won at Zolder in the rain in preseason's round 3. So the 2 preseason winners are here, as well as again, now according to the screen it is 18, so that's a very good turnout. Only 6 drivers missing. I'm looking forward to this. I've been looking forward to this, and I know these guys have been too, getting ACC off the ground. From the ground up. You could thank Cam, you could thank Texas Tornado, and Seacos Thomas for getting this all put together. A couple little trinkets here from when I last did team rosters. Last team rosters we did, I had 10 teams. We did gain 2, hence why the 24. As I see now, we have 19 in the lobby, so it's even better. We have Andy Wu and Kitten Petter in the Lexus RCF GT3s. Their team name is the Rain City Jacks. Let's see if we could actually get on board with Andy Wu here. He's actually in the pits, so my apologies about that. So we're going to go back on board here with the leader here. Well, not the leader, but NTS Abel. As well as Cheesehead and Captain America. They're both in Ferraris. They named their team Scuderia Ferrari. Not too much going on there, but glad to have them on board with us here this evening. Captain America, for those who are new to Contest of Speed, he's also new to our AM3 division, which I did broadcast on my YouTube this past Monday night. AM3 competition will begin at Bahrain International on Monday night. So us on the F1 side are definitely looking forward to that. But right now it's all about Assetto Corsa, a competition. So for the first lap of the season, let's get on board with Captain America here as he starts a flying lap. Going through turn 1 here. Going down the hill, going up the hill. You're going to go up the hill, and then you're going to have a hairpin turn 2, which is Druids, and then you're going to go down into the what would be Brands Hatch Short, for those who know different layouts of the track. Heading into Surtees now, and then there's going to be a long winding straightaway here. And we're just going to sit here in the far chase cam. Actually, the long straightaway. Then there's the Pilgrim's Drop. And he's now heading into Hawthorns, which is turn 5, I believe. Getting in here into Westfield now. Keeping up into the third gear here. Hitting 190, almost 200 kilometers an hour. Going into the Sheen curve. My apologies. Now heading toward and through Sterling's, and then down into the second to last straightaway here, going into the Jim Clark curve, which is the final corner here at Brands Hatch, and then now down to the Brabham Straight and see what his time is going to be. It is a 129, which is good enough for 5th right now. As Ableist sets pole time is a 125.2. Provisional pole for Ableist. Going to the leaderboard here. Ecos Bama is sitting 7/10 behind in second. Brew is 3 seconds behind in third. Rick J is 4th. Max for Italy is 5th. Captain America on the leaderboard in 6th. Silent Spades behind him in 7th. Cheesehead in 8th. And NCS Frank last of the guys that set a time 9.37 seconds back of his teammate. As we go that way, Cars Ben puts it 3rd, 3 seconds behind. Which is anybody who's going to go out left here. It looks like I'm going to go on board with, never mind, not go on board with Ecos Bama. He just sends it right into the wall. Okay, we're going to go board on here with Jay. Last you guys remember, he is partnered up with Tin Man. Man, that helicopter view, this view right here, is such an amazing view. You can see so much of the track. As we now approach last 8.5 minutes of qualifying here, I'll stay on board with Jay through the lap here. As a matter of fact, we're going to go on board. Literally, we're going to go into the cockpit here as he goes down the Pilgrim's Drop for his hot lap. Hitting at 150 kilometers an hour in third gear. Switching on the fourth, going down the second for Westfield. Keeping it nice and tidy on the track. Second, taking into the third section, going down to the third gear, going into the Clark curve, and the Brabham Straight on the left, and see how that's going to be. Oh, never mind, he just dives into the pits and completely just voids out the lap, so we're going to leave that down here. helicopter view here with Cam Tizzle. Looks like he's going through turn 2 here, which is Druid's turn 3. Excuse me, still have that little bit of a cough, but I'm not going to let that hold me back tonight. My apologies for missing last week, but with me being as sick as I was, it wasn't going to be good, so. Heading down toward Pilgrim's Drop now, heading into Hawthorns. I did watch a YouTube clip of Mr. Cam Tizzle's one hot lap as he invalidates it looks like, going out of Westfield there. He did have a 125.0 on his one hot lap that he did. Yes, Cam, I was watching. I was taking notes. So I don't know if Ableist is going to attempt to beat that. I mean, he's probably going to be the closest guy to it. So we'll see what happens with him tonight. Different camera angle here. Instead of the helicopter view, we'll take this, go into turn 1. 133.2. Again, that was an invalidated lap. As we now approach just under 6 minutes left to quali here for round 1. Going down into turn 3 here, heading into turn 4. Thank you very much. Sorry, a little bit of a late dinner for me on the East Coast tonight. 9:12 at night. I'd consider this more of a midnight snack than anything, so gotta fill up 90 minutes somehow. Might as well stuff my face for some of it. Hopefully you guys laughed, actually, but I don't know. Let's see what Cam is able to do coming out of 8. Going down the hill here, heading in toward Clark Curve. Keeping it neat and tidy through here and see what his lap is going to be. 123, 124, 125. A 126. Oh, a little slower than what I've seen of Cam. I know he's got the pace. But again, it is a 90-minute race tonight, with changing conditions from light to dark. So those who are a little better served when the lights go out will have a distinct advantage later on. Me, on the other hand, I'd be in the gravel trap. Day, night, any port time in this game. That's why I'm up here in the booth. And that's why they're down on track. As Cam literally does exactly what I would do on a daily basis. And that would be go into the gravel trap. Let's see here. Provisionally right now, NTS Able is on pole with a 25.2. ECOS Bam is still 7/10 back. Cam is actually third, 8/10 back. NTS Frank has a valid time on the board. He is 4/10 back. Or not 4/10. 9/10 back, rather, sorry. Andy Wu. A little bit of a sleeper there. I haven't seen him at all this preseason, but he is a 1.5 seconds back. He's sitting in 5th. Texas Tornado 6th. KD 1997, who I haven't seen in any preseason so far, sitting in 8th. Couture sitting in 9th. Cars Ben in 10th. Career in 11th. ECOS Saint 12. E. Warren, who is my other commentator in AM3, as well as my teammate in AM2, he's sitting in 12th. Cheesehead sitting 13th. With J 14th, Captain America 15th, Max Furla Italy 16th, Silent Spade 17th, and rounding up the running cars, Tin Man 18th with Wing It rounding up, being in the back. He has yet to set a time, so I know if once or if he does, I see him firmly in the midfield, so it'll be interesting to say. Hey Perry. Wow, Perry in the chat. I haven't heard from him in forever. Me and him go way back. How you doing, Perry? It's been a while. You Warren here in that citrus speed car. That lime green Mercedes. As we're approaching the last 90 seconds of qualifying, as Bama puts it on pole. I didn't catch that. Bama's on provisional pole with a 125.4, so out of the cars that are out now, if you're not out on track at this point in time, then you're not getting a lap in. As we approach the final minute. Of quality, and I'm just going to stay on board here with Cam, as he's probably going to be one of the only people that could actually challenge the pole tonight. He's going to have one more crack at it here. 124, 125.6. He is still P2 or P3 currently, but he's got one more crack at it. Like I said, we'll stay on board with Cam here. This is another view that I'll be using a lot this season. This cockpit view, especially when you're overtaking your car. Something you don't get in the F1 games very often. There. Heading down towards the drop to the final side of quality. And Cam runs wide. Completely invalidates his lap, and there goes his quality session. That is over this evening. Yeah, Texas, same here. Same here, buddy. And my volume's low because I'm trying not to wake up my children, who are in the adjacent bedroom. So, my apologies for that. I'll try to speak up just a tad. So there you have it. Quali seems to be over at this point. We have Bama on pole, 125.1. We have Abel P2, Cam's P3, Frank is P4, Drew P5, Andy Wu P6, KD P7, Wing at P8, Texas Tornado P9, Catools P10, Cars Ben P11, Ecos Saint P12, E Warren P13, Cheesehead P14, with J P15, Captain America P16, with J P17, Max Furla P18, and Silent Spades rounding out the field this evening. So we're gonna go here. This is gonna be the view that I want to use off the start for sure. You get a good view of turn 1 and everything around toward the front of the pack here. So this will be very, very interesting. Also, another thing, Texas, I am kind of trying to devour chocolate chip pancakes at 9:30 at night, so that's fun. here we go. Helicopter view. We're going to be getting going very shortly. Minute 15 before we start the first round. You see the timer at the top there. Minute and a half, an hour and a half. That's how long this race is going to be tonight. An hour and a half. I can't stress that enough. Most guys here are from the F1 side of things, are used to going 45 minutes, 50-minute stops. That's why we had 3 rounds of preseason to get ready for this type of thing. We had one endurance race, I believe it was Barcelona, where we had the 90-minute race.
30 seconds.
As we hit the 30-second counter. I'll get a couple more bites of my pancakes real quick.
20 seconds. 10 seconds.
Alright, and we are green light here at the bottom. Just waiting for everybody to move. As Abel gets literally a better, he's gonna have to let Bama through here. Doesn't want to get a any sort of penalty here. A little bit of chaos in the back, in the middle, third row on back here. And whenever the green flag starts waving, we can get underway here, and they can get into Paddock Hill.
Green light, okay.
And here we go. First round is underway. Bama gets a great jump, as to be expected, being on the pole. Abel gets a better line out of turn 1, better run. Bama plays it defensively. Currently keeping the lead here. He is 7/10 now clear through the first couple of corners. Bama looking good at the opening and producing the opening salvo here at ACC competition. He's already pulling out to a 1.1 second lead. To those who are new to COS competition here this evening, ECOS Bama is the defending 3-time AM1 F1 champion, so he's definitely got the pedigree, he's definitely got the pace. It'll be interesting to see what he does along with everybody else. So, with that being said, we're going to go down the list here. Abel is a second back. Cam's a second back of him. Frank's a second back and fourth. Wingit is fifth. Texas Tornado is sixth. KD 7th. Silent Spades 8th. Tin Man 9th. E. Warren 10th. ECOS Saint 11th. Max Burla 12th. Wood J 13. Cheesehead 14. Ben 15, Andy 16, Cruz 17, Catools 18. Looks like we did lose one already. I just don't know who. Well, we did lose one already, unfortunately. So we go from 19 to 18. As Catools already has a penalty. I don't know what it was for. So we're gonna go here. Oh, as I go on board with E. Warren here, I see this on stream. Oh my goodness. E. Warren just completely obliterated a car going into turn 4 here. I was just gonna highlight his battle, but jeez. I'm actually gonna stay on board with E. Warren here. Since it seems like it's gonna be the closest battle on track. He has Silent Spades and Tin Man right in front of him as Silent Spades literally goes off the track. That's a free position for Mr. Warren. He's now up in the 9th. Tin Man now is going to be next in his sights maybe. as Silent Spades goes completely off. He's now going to be falling into the clutches of Furlow and Witche if he's not careful. Max Furlow, I'm going to stay on board with you, Warren, here. Max Furlow closed the gap down to half a second. Be interesting to see what these two do here. Warren's pretty good, looks like, in a straight line. It's just the corners that are going to catch him up tonight, it looks like. Hay, by his own admission, is more inclined to the F1 games or Gran Turismo, so this is a new thing for him. He's catching on pretty quickly. During his preseason races, he was with me up in the booth during I believe, the Barcelona race. So, I mean, the fact that he's now sitting in 8th and it's beginning of round 1 just shows how much improving he's actually done. Which is definitely a good sign to see for the field here. Alright, so we're gonna go on board here with MTS Frank as he tries to chase it down Texas Tornado. He's sitting 7/10, 8/10 off of here. So this three-way battle for what is P4 right now, it seems like it's going to be spicing it up a little bit. As the field spread starts to occur a little bit. You see on the bottom left-hand corner the correlation, the 5.1, the 4.6. That's the car in front. So I'm on board with Frank right now. He is 1.2 seconds behind Texas Tornado, but he's 1 second ahead of gaps. Pulling him from. Oh, this is going to be Silent Spades going up the inside here of Andy Wu. They got Tin Man for company here. Well, it looked like they had Tin Man for company there for a second. As Andy Wu, E. Warren there goes into the gravel. All his hard work just disintegrated into one corner, unfortunately. Me hyping up my teammate kind of has now done me in. So he's gonna be in the chat going, "I told you so, I told you so, I told you so." I'd be like, "Thanks for proving me wrong, sir." As Andy is all over the back of Tin Man here. Going down Pilgrim's Hill. We're going to stay on board here for the duration of this fight. And this is a battle for 7th on track. Oh, never mind. That battle was very close. Andy Wu forces Tin Man into a mistake, and Andy Wu makes an easy overtake. He is really 7th in the Lexus. His teammate is unfortunately not here this evening. He's getting better. You'll see these two on comms of AM2 on Tuesday nights here at Contest of Speed. And you'll see them competing in the McLaren this upcoming season in AM1 at Wednesdays at 9 o'clock. Oh, I'm coughing up a storm. My apologies. My goodness. So, going to the leaderboard because I just noticed something. There's a little bit of an issue. ECOS family has opened up a Wing It sitting in third. Texas Tornado in fourth. MTS Frank in fifth. KD in sixth. Andy who I'm on board with now seventh. Wood J eighth. 10-man ninth. Max Bird with 10th. Silent Stage 11th. E1 in 12th. Carson 13th. Two Set 14th. Drew 15th. Patrol 16th. Saint 17th. And the preseason favorite, in my opinion, back in 18. I don't know what happened. I was catching a couple of these battles on board here. So I don't know what had happened, which is rather unfortunate. But now I'm on board with Wing It here, as he pursues Cam Tizzle. Wing It also is an AM2 F1 driver. He's chasing down a gentleman who was second in the AM2 championship last season. Current AM1 driver now in Cam. These two got to work together a little bit instead of banging fenders and wheel banging here to try to catch ECOS Bama, who is 8 seconds up the road. You don't want to let Bama get out too comfortable in the lead, because he will just pull away on you, and that's going to be all she wrote for everybody here in the field. If we're going to be perfectly honest, as Wing It makes a mistake going into, what corner is that? I'm so sorry. Going into Sterling's, and that cancels the battle for P2 for now. With that being said, here we're going to go back to the leaderboard here. Abel has now made up a position on Catools. Seems like this battle here is going to be the battle on track I'm going to feature now. Currently, this is the battle for 4th place. You have Texas Tornado 9/10 ahead of NTS Frank, who's highlighted here. You have KD 9/10 behind Frank. So this is going to be the battle currently. This is for the fringe of the podium, as Frank gets a great run out of Surtees there, going down Pilgrim's Drop. Gives Texas Tornado a little love tap saying, hey, I'm here. And is he going to do what everybody else seems to be doing tonight at this historically tight track? He's waiting for everybody to make a mistake, as he makes a mistake himself. KD, with those two fighting and making mistakes, is literally right up here as well. So this three-way fight can turn into a little bit of a problem for the fringe podium positions here tonight. I'll be looking at this battle throughout the night as we go into dusk and then to the night portion of our race. They're running pretty identical, somewhat identical last time. They were all in the 28s there. Texas Tornado seems to be weaker turn 1, turn 2. As to Frank, who gets a great run out of Paddock Hill going down the hill. Again, my apologies. Holy crap. This residual cough has been killing me for the past 3 weeks. As Texas Tornado has given away all the space that he had due to Frank's mistake. as we ride on board here with MTS Frank. He's got to put the load in for the MTS boys, as his teammate is kind of buried in the pack at the moment. Yeah, Texas Tornado gets a great run out of the third sector. Going down in the far corner. This is where Frank is strongest, going into the first sector. Paddock Hill. And then Druids heading towards safety. So this will be where, this might be where NTS Frank is going to try to force Texas Tornado into the state and then go for the overtake. And then try to pursue, wing it. And Bama as Cam, I believe he did pit just now because he dropped all the way down to 6. He was getting a second. So I'm going to assume he already pit. Yeah, Texas Tornado doesn't get as good a run as Frank does out of that series of corners, the first sector. He's getting up there between 3/10, 2/10. But this sector is where Texas Tornado does pull away a little bit and keeps the attack at bay of the McLaren. So it's Ferrari being McLaren being Mercedes right now. And this is currently the last podium spot provisionally, given that Cam did pit. And he's still hanging tight with him, so he's now gotten to a rhythm. He knows that Texas Tornado is fast. Now we'll just sit back and see what's going to happen here. I'm just going to sit back quietly and watch this battle ensue for the duration of it. So. As Frank, oh my goodness, he got a great run out of Syracuse going down Pilgrim's Hill here. Alongside Texas Tornado. Texas Tornado does force him out a little wide. Frank does wisely back out, but KD is literally right there now. So this fight, this two-way battle has become a menage a trois. And I don't know if it's necessarily a good thing for these three. They don't want to be sitting here battling too hard, too long, because the car behind Cam is only 4 seconds adrift of this battle. Letting the faster car get back into the fight here may not bode well for these three gentlemen as Texas Tornado runs wide going down Brabham Straight. Frank does finally make the overtake. So does KD behind him. Oh my goodness, Texas Tornado losing two positions in not even one corner. Texas Tornado try to look up the inside there to try to fight back. As Frank is loving this now. He's going to start trying to pull away as those two behind him fight. As we go on board, we're going to go on board here with KD during this fight here. As Texas Tornado goes up he's going to go up to the outside. Basically, he's going to try the same move Frank tried on him, but Texas Tornado does not have a run. Going down Pilgrim's Drop here, and he just wisely backs out of it. He's just going to sit behind him. Cam, going into the picture here, he is now in this fight. He's only 1.7 seconds adrift, so he gained 3 seconds in a matter of 1 lap due to these guys fighting. Bodes well for Cam and his championship hopes right now too, fighting through the field. Let's see what happens if and when he catches these three. if it's going to be easy for him or if he's going to get held up by the traffic. for Wingets and Ecos Bama saying they want to see him get caught up. As KD gets a poor run out of one, completely shoves Texas Tornado almost into the gravel, almost causes some contact. Cam is looking behind here at Texas Tornado. You know what? I'm actually going to go on board with Cam through this because he is literally right there. We're going to watch this battle from the cockpit of Cam Tizzle. He is definitely the fastest car out of this foursome right here. And let's see what he decides to do. I don't know if he's going to try to push the envelope a little bit, try to force Texas Tornado into a mistake. Speaking of making a mistake, Texas Tornado does just that. And Electric, believe it or not, from what I've actually seen so far in preseason, that's Ecos Bama's not the guy I expected leading this race. So to me up in the booth, and that's no disrespect to the AM1 champion. To me, that's just a little bit of a shock. As Cam is literally just fighting his time here. Texas Tornado looks like he wants him to try to make a move on KD. Cam kind of goes a little deeper. Gets a good run out of the second part of the second corner here. Texas Tornado does the switchback right ahead of him. He is now alongside. Can he make it stick going through Surtees? He does make it stick going through Surtees. Very nice move by Texas Tornado. Promotes him up to P4. KD now is into the clutches of Cam. Let's see if KD is going to fight back on Texas Tornado or if he's going to try to defend against Cam. And he's definitely going to try to fight it. Cam is probably not loving this so much right now because he is caught behind this battle. Bama and Wingett are probably loving it. For complete another lap here. KD runs a little too deep going into the traveling straight. Cam's gonna try to set the move. He has now got KD pretty much isolated. Let's see if Cam now finally goes on the attack, or if he sits back again and waits for a mistake. Personally, if I were Cam, knowing that KD is slower and KD is a little more erratic, no disrespect, I'd go for the attack. And I'm usually a very passive driver behind the wheel. I'm the type of person that likes to sit back and watch everybody make a mistake and just pride myself on keeping a clean race car. As going off of the distance there, Ecos Saint going off the track there. He just got left. He did the F1 thing and completely just gave up the track position for this battle. So for the way the sportsmanship straight move. My apologies. Wow. As we are approaching 1 hour, just a little under an hour and 8 minutes left here. So 22 minutes have gone by. Pretty eventful 22 minutes, if I must say so myself, as you see the sun starting to set a little bit here at Brands Hatch. My apologies to everybody else right now. I have featured this battle predominantly given the fact that this battle seems to be the battle on track currently. So let's take a break from this battle and see what the leaderboard brings us currently. 15 laps in here. T-Cross Bama. Wing It is 5.5 seconds back. NTS Frank sitting in third. Texas Tornado fourth. KD fifth. Cam Fizzle sixth. Andy Wu seventh. Tarzan eighth. Tin Man ninth. Whit J is 10th. Furla is 11. E Warren 12. Boo 13. T-Sets 14. Abel's 15. Spades is 16 and Ecos Saint 17. We did lose 2 drivers. Unfortunately, I did not catch either one of those 2 retirements. We could go back and figure that out later on when we post the final results on our Twitch, or not our Twitch, on our Instagram, on our social media, other social media platforms. While we were going through the leaderboard there, Cam did make the overtake on KD 1997, and now he has a sight set on Texas Tornado here. There's a little bit of a gap, definitely, between Bama, Wing It, Frank, and the rest of the field for sure. So now we're going to highlight this battle again, as Texas Tornado has opened up a slight lead, 1.1 seconds. Over Mr. Cam Tizzle here. These two, honestly, are pretty well, skill-base wise, pretty similar. It'll be interesting to see these two battle, not only through the course of tonight, but through the course of the entire season here at ACC. As we are approaching the half-hour mark here. That was a Citrus Speed car in the back. That was E. Warren in the pit lane, it looked like. Oh my goodness, what happened there? NTS Frank just got ran into the back of by Texas Tornado. Frank losing out of the podium positions. Now he drops down to 6th. KD is right there picking up the scraps. Saint, who's a lap car, just passed Frank as well. Texas Tornado might have some splaining to do a little later on. But that's another story for another time. You guys are supposed to be racing clean for round 1, not making so much work for me. Just saying. So boys, try to keep the gloves up, try to keep it clean. Don't let the big bad penalty wolf come down on you. Ha ha, ha ha. Yes, Deathstorm has jokes. As Cam comes in now, he's got some damage on his car because of that for sure. I'm assuming he's gonna pit to get rid of it, as well as get a fresh set of tires. So. Actually, you know what we're going to do here? We are now going to go on board with the leader. Ecos Bama. He's been slowly being reeled in by Wing It here in P2. Just a little bit ago, the gap was about 5, a little over 5, almost 6 seconds. It is now under 4, as it just eclipsed over 4. I know Bama is probably just kind of reserving it, hanging back a little bit. It is a long race, so I can't say I blame him. I mean, we still got an hour to go here. but the fact that he has everybody lapped up to 8th place currently, that just shows a testament to not only his skill set, but the field spread here. One mistake can cost you a lot of time, especially around the tight traffic like that. And to think they used to race Formula 1 cars on this track. That's my specialty, if you want to call it that. I know some of you would probably be thinking, that's not a specialty, it's Formula 1. Yes, I know. I've had a couple inside jokes, and you guys know who you are. And I'm feeding into it for the sake of commentary and comedy, so take your shots while I'm giving them to you. Wiggett does negotiate the traffic, as Bama now has come on to the back of, wow, he's coming to the back of Frank here. Frank lets him by. So the NTS boys are struggling tonight, as we are now 20 laps in here. And the gap is now stationary at 3.94 seconds, so Bama just kind of toning it in here. He's looking good for his team. His teammate is KD, and they are 2G1D Mercedes. So, again, their team name is not friendly, somewhat family friendly. So for that sake, we abbreviated it to 2G1D. As Bama literally is he's just cruising along right now here at Brands Hatch, which is not necessarily a bad idea, as we just kind of be close to the half-hour mark. Bama with a 126.9 last lap, and Wingett with a 125.6. Almost a second and a half faster that lap. Wingett is now 2.5 seconds. He's closed that gap significantly, so pretty soon we're going to have ourselves a little battle for the lead. As in the front here, actually, you know what we're going to do here? We are going to go. We're going to go on board here with Wingett, actually. Feature the Citrus Speed machine of Wingett partnered with E. Warren here. See what Wingett does a little differently. As Class saying, he just lets Wingett through, realizing that that's the leader in P1 and the P2 right behind. So Ecos Bama's gap now is now 2.7. Wingett looking really smooth in that Mercedes. Bama goes 26.6, Wingett goes 26.2. So he just gained almost another half second. And here, as the gap now just goes under 2 seconds, fluctuating between, now it's just going to fluctuate around 2 second mark. So we're going to stay on board here now, because this is going to turn priority, given the fact that this is the outright lead. This isn't just through the sequence of pit stops or anything like that. This is outright provisional lead here at Brands Hatch. So I do apologize to everybody else in the field if you guys are in a battle currently. But a battle for the lead is going to supersede most if not everything. Yeah, Wing It is definitely silky smooth going through here. And the other little bobble going down to the last corner here. So he's just biting huge chunks of time from Bama. Bama's last lap. With 26.7, Wing It with another 25.6, taking another second out of that gap. He is now eclipsed. He is now under a second. So this battle for the lead here has definitely hotted up. And I'll tell you, from preseason testing, these were not the two guys that I expected being up here in positions 1 and 2. But to be honest with you, it's alright because it's going to produce some fine racing later on. As we have a lap car in front of him, hopefully he has enough common sense to get out of the way. This is a battle for the lead. We don't want to have a battle get completely cut off by something like this. He is not inclined to get out of the way, but as it is because of, oh, Wing It, man, Wing It. Oh, what a save. What a save. He lost a huge chunk of time there. He lost about a second and a half, almost 2. But everything's okay now. Wing It's okay. They negotiated the lap traffic. Gap has been regulated back to 2 seconds. As to the expected, 27.7. Bama did run 26. So, Wing It's going to get right back into it. That is his teammate ahead of him, E1. I know he's not going to, he might give Bama a little bit of a fight, but I'm pretty sure he's not going to give Wing It a bit of any sort of fight at all. Maybe he'll give him some slipstream actually and let him by going into the corner before Pilgrim's drop, maybe. That would probably be the safest bet. Hopefully Warren doesn't hold up. There he goes, there, perfect. Nice little slipstream assist there to try to get Wing It back into the fight. Very good teammate play from the Citrus Speed Mercedes boys. Now Wing It's cut half a second out of that mistake that he had made. Let's see what their times are going to be going through the line here. Bama lost out 27.4, Wing It 26. Oh my God, he cut exactly a second. So once again, I'm going to stay on board here with this battle. This is going to be the battle on track for a little bit. Over the last few laps, Bama has been, or Wing It has been the faster car for sure. Just going to sit back here and enjoy this battle for the time being. Oh, Bama makes a mistake. Very uncharacteristic for the AM1 champion, and now Bama is going to feel all sorts of pressure from Wing It here. Wing It, who has AM2 F1 wins in Miami this past season. I don't recall if he won anywhere else, to be fully honest, but Miami was a masterclass in the wet. For those who are familiar with the F1 or want to watch F1 competition here at Contest of Speed, it's posted all over our YouTube channel. So if you guys want to watch some of that stuff as well, hit the channel over there. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe to any more of Contest of Speed action here. As Wing It is looking, and he just keeps poking. You're going to see if Bama's going to make another mistake to this part of the track. Bama's keeping it nice and tight so far. Wing It knows he's faster right now. But it could just be a ploy for Bama to just kind of conserve his tires. As Bama, oh, there it is. There's the mistake that Bama, or that Wing It was waiting for. We have a double wave yellow, unfortunately, so there's not going to be any overtaking allowed. As Ben, whoa, hello. Bama almost gets involved. As Wing It is on the inside, going into the paddock hill. He does make the overtake. We have a new leader here at Brands Hatch. Wing It has finally made the move. And he made it stick. Very nice move by a Citrus Speed driver. Bama is still all over the back of him though. I don't think he's going to give this up without a fight. So we're going to go on board here, or we're going to stay with Wing It here, but we're going to change the camera angle here. This next lap and a half for Wing It is going to be imperative to his race to see what happens if Wing It, or if Bama could stay with him, or if Wing It could start pulling away. As the 18 has a drive-through, that's ECOS Saint, so he's got to serve a drive-through within 2 laps, or he's going to get disqualified, it seems like. As Furla, Italy, oh my god, he gets involved. As Bama retakes the lead now. That's not the way to race around the 2 leaders, unfortunately. So with that being said, unfortunately, that's gonna mess with Wing It's race currently. We're gonna stay on board here with go through the field here. Let's see what the closest battle we got is. Yeah, the NTS boys are sitting 12 and 13 right now. They got to work their way through the field in order to try to get back into the top 10. They got a little bit of a to-do here tonight. Cheesehead's 4 seconds back on those 2 guys. As oh my gosh, as I go right back into it, with Jay and Abel, looked like they got into it. I caught the tail end of it, unfortunately, as Cheesehead does get through. Abel now is going to fight Cheesehead. This is for P13 as Andy Wu's coming along in this battle as well. Andy Wu quietly is in P4 right now. Katie's in P3. As a car just went off into the distance there, that was Cheesehead. He definitely, I believe, probably just backed out of the race. Because he teleported straight into the pits after being set into the Shadow Realm. Shout out to you there, Mr. E. Warren, for Shadow Realm. As Bama's off track, yep. We did lose Cheesehead, unfortunately, so he will finish P17 tonight. He becomes our third casualty this evening. In front of that, Bama did pit. So he is still into the podium places. He's sitting now in third place. Texas Tornado has assumed the lead 29 laps in. KD's in P2. Bama's in P3. Andy Wu quietly in P4. Wing it P5. Cam Tizzle back in P6 with JP7. Tin Man P8. Cars Ben P9. Max Burla P10. Drew P11. Frank P12. Abel P13. E. Warren P14. Silent Spades P15. And E-Cost 8 last in the learning cars in P16. As we just saw, P17 does belong to Cheesehead. P18 and P19, unfortunately, I do not remember those two drivers off the top of my head. But unfortunately, 3 drivers are no longer with us this evening. It's a pretty spread out gap now. Those that are not making any mistakes are right now the predominant players here. There has been a couple incidents. Right now, Texas Tornado, I'd be a little worried. Andy Wu's been very, very quiet. Andy Wu Texas Tornado did just go into the pits, so Andy Wu right now provisionally up into the podium positions, which gives KD the lead. Ecos Bam is P2. With Andy Wu P3. Wingit's fighting back. He is now in P4 again.
We are halfway through. Keep it up.
So I just got the halfway through signal. So we get 45 minutes down, 45 minutes to go here at Brands Hatch. As you can see, it's starting to slowly fade into the night portion of our race. Very, very interesting. As Andy cuts the corner a little bit. They've been doing that in the GT3 cars, so honestly, I think it's track limits are a little lenient, which is okay, as long as it's fair throughout the entire game for every driver. But yeah, Andy Wu very quietly in that Lexus. First guy I've seen in a Lexus on this game. Needless to say. As we got a car off on Paddock Hill. Yeah, I believe we did just lose another one. So unfortunately, that's P15. That becomes our 4th, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That becomes our actually 5th casualty of this race tonight. Wing It right now is 2 seconds back of 1.8 seconds back now of Andy Wu. Wing It lost all of that time with that lap car of Furla. So he's got 9 seconds to Bama now. He's got to rechase Ecos Bama down. He's got 43 minutes to do it. So, do I believe Wingate can do it? Absolutely. He's shown the pace tonight. They're both on fresh rubber, him and Bama, so it'll be interesting to see what they do. Andy Wu, I believe, does have to pit. So I don't know how difficult he's going to make this for Wingate. As there goes KD into the background. So Wingate and Andy now battling for P2, and Andy just lets him right by, which is probably the smart play for Andy. He's been very quiet all day. Very, very quiet, and honestly, in races like this, quiet is probably best. Because right now he's sitting P3. After the pit stops, he'll probably be P4, maybe P5, so a very good debut preseason or regular season for Andy Wu. Again, he and his teammate Kitten Petter were not involved in the preseason from what I recall. I don't know if they were in last week's race. Anybody listening in the chat that knows, please let me know if I am correct or if I'm not. Now the gap is 10 seconds to ECOS Bama for Wing It. As the 17 gets caught with a penalty. Ooh. Why, apologies about that, ladies and gentlemen. And the 17 is a stop go. Oh, that is KD with a 30-second stop go. Oh my goodness. That completely ruins his run here. His great run to start ACC competition here. Wing It might have a little bit of a to-do here. He's going to have to throw on hot lap after hot lap just to get back into the fight with Bama. Again, P2 is not necessarily a bad thing, but knowing when you had P1 in the bag and he actually had the overtake done, only to be taken out by a lap car, gotta sting a little bit. I know Wing It's probably gripping the steering wheel a little bit tighter. He's gonna be gunning for that win now. So Bama better not make any mistakes or any major mistakes for the next 40 minutes. Wing It has pulled away from Andy Wu there, so the fresher rubber is definitely now coming to play for sure. But the field spread is astronomical here. According to this right now, it's definitely up to 6th place, maybe 5th. Let's check the leaderboard while we turn the garage here. We're going to check the leaderboard here. We have Bama, Wing It, and Andy all on the lead lap. We have Cam Tizzle, who's 1 lap down. Texas Tornado's 1 lap down. KD's 2 laps down. Ben's 2 laps down. Frank is 2 laps down. Tin Man and Whip J are also 2 laps down. Max Bird is 3. Guru is 4. And rounding out the runners right now is Warren. He is 7 laps down to the leader. But he's still, that being 7 laps down to the leader, he might be 13th. But he is not last. So shout out to Mr. E. Warren there, who in the chats with me kept on saying that he is the slowest driver or the worst car on the grid. Timetables may say that currently, but the final results will not show that. So Wing It just posted a 25.6. I did not catch Bama's time. It's still around 10 seconds, so I would assume that it's probably the same way as E. Warren in the background there. Into the gravel trap. He might be done for the night as well. Let's go back here and double check. P13. Mr. E. Warren, no, he's still going. He is still going at it, so kudos to him. Try to get as many laps as you can. The best way you could go about it is just get the laps in. Stay away from trouble. If a faster car comes by, just let them on through. Don't ruin your race. Don't ruin theirs. You were up in 8th place at one point there, bud, so keep it up. Bama now 10.6 ahead, featuring the leader here as we go into the dark phase, the night phase of our race here at Brands Hatch. He is 10 seconds ahead, it looks like, to wing it. Andy Wu has now been left. He is in the top 5. So my thought of him being in the top 5 after pit stops is actually completely on track with everything going on here. So a great run by Andy. Wing It now is 10.6, so Bama's slowly pulling away now. He's got no pressure from anybody in front or anybody in back. The next car that he's going to come across is Max Furla, who is 3.3 seconds up the road. Let me see the timetables here. I believe the only car, there are 3 cars on the lead lap, and that is Bama, Wing, and Cam. Everybody else is at least 1 lap down. So that's your field spread here. Bama, Wing It, Cam Tizzle lead. Texas Tornado and Andy Wu rounds out your top 5. Ben's P6, Frank is P7. He's fought all the way back from the back of the pack to get into P7. Oh, that's one of the casualties. His teammate gave up for this evening, NTS Abel. I just don't know where he had finished, so we shall check that later on. Tin Man's P8, with Jay's P9, Katie P10, rounding out our top 10. Max Furla's P11, Grizz P12, and E. Warren rounding out the field of the running cars P13. As oh my God, Furla getting involved again, spitting out Bama. This is going to put Wing It right back into it. Wing It better be careful. And there's Furla right there. Oh my God. And this literally is going to give Wing It. This is literally going to give Wing It the lead. Oh, that's definitely not the way that he wanted that to happen, for sure. He wanted to try to track down Bama on pure pace. Max Furla just losing it looks like, and Bama just got collected. That's unfortunate for Bama, but in Wing It's eyes, that's probably redemption and karma right there. 1-1 when it comes to an incident involving being in the lead. I don't think Wing It's going to be one to let ECOS Bama back into it or let him back by and try to overtake him legitimately. If I were Wing It with 33 minutes to go, to be fully honest with you, I wouldn't want to do it either. It wasn't his fault. Therefore, probably be your best bet. Bama may have damage on his car there. Wing It is now opened up a gap of 8 tenths. And you see with endurance races, all of that hard work. Bama did have 10 seconds of a lead here. All of that hard work that he did to get that lead, albeit some of it was a mistake and an incident that Wing It got collected in, can go away in the blink of an eye. So the next car up the road is Texas Tornado. He's 23 seconds up the road from these two. So these two are going to be in clear air for a little while, it seems. This is going to be the battle. Once ECOS Bama gets his momentum back, 26.0 to a 25.6, he only lost 4 tenths of a second there. Be very interesting to see how Bama is going to react to that. not only on track against Wing It, but in the Discord, because I guarantee you, while I'm in the chat here, it's not going off just yet in the Twitch. It's going off in Discord. And I can probably guarantee you guys that that stuff that's going on in there is definitely not PG. And I will reiterate that you boys are supposed to make my job easy. It's round 1. This is the first contest of speed action officially since the break in F1 for season 10. My job is supposed to be easier, not harder. So on behalf of the Storts, thank you. I say it with love, gentlemen. I say it with love. No, in reality, the Storts do a lot of good work. They're going to do a lot of good work on the ACC side of things. They do a lot of work on the F1 side of things. For those who don't know, I am the lead guy, and I wouldn't be able to do all the work I do without my right-hand man, Danny boy. So let's get to work, my friend. Looking forward to working with you as always. Looking forward to working with everybody on the COS admin team, whether it be GT7, whether it be ACC, whether it be F1. Glad to be part of the family here. As Wing It now has opened a 1.7 second lead to ECOS Bama sitting in P2, as Nightfall has officially fallen over Brands Hatch with just under a half hour to go. Not only is it an endurance race for you guys, but I got to try to find gaps to fill in and talk about some weird stuff up here in the commentary booth. So it isn't just an endurance race for you guys, it's an endurance race for me too. But you excuse me, but you guys have been making it fun so far. It's been a pretty eventful race, so a lot of which has come within itself. But going back to some of the history here, a little bit of a known fact here at Brands Hatch. The first sector, it looks a little bit like a bean of some sort. Back in 1926, the first race on the ground that this track is on was held for cyclists and for cross-country runners. That fact hits a little home to me because throughout high school and my college life, I ran cross-country and track. I've tortured my knees, so I know what personal hell, pardon my language if I'm not supposed to say that, but I know what personal pain and suffering I put my body through to do that sort of thing for as long as I had. So I always thought, when I found that out, that was an interesting tidbit of information for me. A little bit of personal information, so. Breezing through here, some of the helicopter shots here over Brands Hatch. night. You see the headlights gleaming in the background there. You see Bama still hanging tough. He's 1.5 seconds off the lead. As Cam P3 and Texas Tornado P4. That might be a battle worth coming to fruition later on toward the closing stages of this race, but we'll see. As a Wing It ran in the 26.4 to Bama's 26.0, so Bama just gained 0.4 of a second on Wing It there. And it definitely seems like these two are going to be the class of the field tonight here at Brands Hatch. Out of the running cars with Bama, Cam Tizzle still P3, Texas Tornado P4 still, Andy Wu in P5, Ben in P6, Frank in P7, Katie P8, Tin Man P9, Witch J P10, Max Furla P11, Drew P12, E1 P13. Take a little bit of breeze through the field here. Tin Man and Witch J, along with the leader group, the leader two, are probably the closest two on track right now. Tin Man and Witch J are teammates, so I don't see them two really fighting each other. I want to see what that convoluted mess is behind there, though. What is that convoluted mess? Cam Tizzle, oh my gosh. Alright, so we're gonna go. That convoluted mess, holy moly, I literally turned back for 1 second. This is the battle for the podium. Cam and Texas Tornado, as I predicted, would be close together again at some point tonight, and they are literally nose to tail. 0.2 of a second separates the last podium position from the front two. This will be very, very interesting indeed. With Jay is getting involved, unfortunately. They're just going to let him through. Tin Man, hopefully, if you're listening to the stream, you're 2.6 seconds ahead of this battle. If they come through, this is the battle for position. Please let them through. I want to see these guys have a clean fight on track. I'm not saying they'll willy-nilly give up the position behind you, but don't, you know what I'm talking about. That's Cam and Texas Tornado here. Actually, I'm going to go. We're going to go on board here with Cam Tizzle, or not Cam Tizzle, we're going to go on board with Texas Tornado here. These two are going to be coming up to Tin Man very, very shortly. Tin Man's only 1.4 seconds up the road as we are just approaching 24. Now it's 23 minutes left of tonight's race here at Brands Hatch. And Tin Man giving him the space on the inside. Very good sportsmanship. Great job by the Tin Man Rowdy, the AM3 F1 champion in Season 2. I'll be looking forward to battling with him in AM2 this coming season. We start next week. As these two are just going to continue to fight. 27-9 to 28-0. Max Furla making a mistake again. Almost collecting Cam Tizzle. These two are literally 4/10 apart. I'm sorry for the front two, Wing It and Ecos Bama. You two have been pretty predominantly featured all night. I wanted to try to feature somebody else for the change. E. Warren, you're next on track. You're only a second and a half away from this battle, so... Oh my god, oh wow! I think he was trying to let them by, and Warren just lost it out of Cersei's, which was rather unfortunate. But oh, Cam in Texas Tornado, oh my god! Cam getting his elbows out a little bit. Texas Tornado did brush the wall there. He opened up now a little bit of the second and a half. That was shades of, if you're a fan of NASCAR, that's the shade of glimpse of Dale Earnhardt right there, just shoving him off the road. Texas Tornado is definitely not going to be a fan of that one. As now it's a 1.3 second gap. As he ran a 28.5, 29.4. That gap is not. Oh my god! Oh, Cam losing it out of Panic Hill. Texas Tornado cruises on right by. He is now P3. Cam just lost time, hand over fist there. See what Cam drops on the board here. Cam drops down to P. He's definitely like P3, P4. Now definitely P4. He just got lapped by Ecos Bama and Wing It there, who's ahead of these two. So, oh man, Cam losing a ton of time to Texas Tornado. So that means with Cam getting lapped. If I'm not mistaken, we still have Cam in Texas. You only have those front two drivers on the lead lap. Wing It and Ecos Bama have been the class of the field here with just under 20 minutes to go. We finally hit over the hour mark, and these two drivers are the only two drivers on the lead lap as Tin Man and Witchay there bumping around. Their teammates, they want to be careful to not knock each other out. They're in great position right now in P9, P10 as far as team standings wise. They might want to think big picture there for points. Cam's got to be kicking himself right now with that battle with Texas Tornado. Looks like there's 12 seconds now from Cam to Texas. So he's got a little bit of it to do with the last 20 minutes to go here tonight. These two are now the predominant feature yet once again. Wing It, Ecos Bama. The gap is only 0.4 of a second separating these top two after a little over an hour. 70 minutes of racing, and these two are only separated by a second. As Ecos Bama runs wide and gets in a little bit of the gap there, coming out of the second to last corner, heading in the far corner. Wing It has now opened up a 1.3 second lead. Very, very quiet, very, the mistake was not their own, unfortunately. Max Ford was a lot more getting in the way there in both instances. But without that being said, these two are literally blanketed almost as tight as a shutdown corner on a wide receiver on a football Sunday. And speaking of football, shout out to the NFL playoffs. Shout out to Mr. Hamlin of the Buffalo Bills. I believe he is out of the hospital now after the scary hit and scary situation that he was under just a couple weeks ago in Cincinnati. So glad to hear he's doing well. With these two back in the action on track here. Wing It, Utah fan, 5/10 separating, 6/10 separating them now. Just under 17 minutes to go. I don't know why I keep on trying to say 17 seconds. As we approach 9:48 p.m. game time, it's now in the middle, literally pitch black out there at Grand Pass. But these two are definitely going to be battling the last 16 minutes and change here for the inaugural win here at ACC competition, now contest of speed. As whoa, Wing It's leaving the room. Bama's literally trying to force a mistake. But Wing It's been silky smooth all night. I don't think he's going to crack it that easily, Bama. Just at the end of the, with the last 15 minutes and change coming around, I would like to invite the podium drivers for a small interview. Something I like to do in AM3. Andy Wu and Kitten Pet are also doing it in AM2, and I like to extend an invitation to these two and the third place finisher, which is probably going to be Texas Tornado, for a post-race interview with yours truly. As we just now approach under 15 minutes left. Wing It is 1.1 seconds ahead now. The race is fluctuating now between 1.1 and 0.9. Again, these two have been pretty much inseparable all night. Hopefully it's going to be like this all season, but maybe a little deeper into the field as well. Just now approaching 14 minutes left to race here tonight. I'm going to turn my way away from this battle in just a moment to go through the field here. Excuse me, top left, Wing It, E5 family. Yeah, Texas Tornado in the Ferrari P3. Yeah, Cam in the Mercedes P4. Andy Wu in the Lexus P5. Car's been in the Mercedes P6. Frank in the McLaren P7. KD, P8, and Rio in the Mercedes. P9 and P10 are both McLaren with Tin Man and with J respectively. Who's P11? Max Burrell in the Bentley, the only Bentley in the field tonight. P12 and E. Warren. Wing It's teammate, P13. Still hanging tough. He's hanging in there. He's just getting the laps in, ladies and gentlemen, and that's more than half the battle. Just getting the laps in. Again, this is definitely the battle on track. With that being said, I'm going to get out of the cockpit view because I do believe I saw 2 lap cars ahead of this battle that these crew are rapidly approaching here. As Wing It makes a mistake, oh my god, I don't know, there might have been another car there. As Bama goes right by, and Wing It with a costly air with 12 and a half minutes to go. He loses the lead here, not provisionally, but outright. And he lost a chunk of time with it. He's still Looks like he's 1.5 seconds back now. Yeah, 1.5 seconds now is the gap, and they were definitely with a lap car there. It might have been Tin Man, unfortunately. I don't know for sure. Oh my gosh, there's 3 cars there. Ahead of Wing It. It's Gru, there's Gru, KD, and Ben ahead. So those three, 6th, 8th, and 11th on track. This battle now with Wing It 2.2 is the gap. 2.1. That might have been the mistake that costs Wing It the race. KD wisely lets Bama through. I'm assuming he's going to let Wing It through as well. He does just that, yes. Very good sportsmanship by KD there. The gap is now 2 seconds. I mean, Wing It's faster definitely in the last part of the track, the 3rd sector here, going through Clark Corner. Than Bama is. At this point, it just seems like as we approach now 10 minutes to go here, it's going to come down to who does not make a mistake out of these front 2 drivers. Because these 2 guys are just getting collected in stuff that's not even their fault. Which, I mean, that's part of GT racing. That's the field spread. That's the skill gap. That's what we're gonna have to deal with. So you guys are gonna have to deal with it accordingly. Use some common sense. If you're a slower car, please use some common sense. Like these 3 that are battling right here. I mean, Drew and Max are battling for position, so they're a little bit more of a delicate situation. But Wing It and Bama, this is the outright lead of the race. Like, use some common sense here. And Max just gets out of the way there. Perfect, great job. I want to see a definitive winner into this race, and I don't want to see anybody get crashed out. As Wing It there. Furla. Looks like he was struggling out of the traction zone there. Bama is fighting Gru now. Again, Gru is fighting Max Furla for P11 on track, so it's understandable that he doesn't want to necessarily yield the positions away too easily. And car has been sitting firmly in P6. He cuts Bama through. Let's see if he's going to do the same thing for Wing It behind, and he does. So now the gap is 9/10 of a second here as we just approach 9 minutes to go here. Tin Man P3, or not Tin Man P3, Tin Man in P10 is just up the road. And this might be the last lap car these 2 are going to have to negotiate through tonight. Maybe Texas Tornado, which ironically enough is the last podium position. And Tin Man just letting both Wing It and Bama through. The gap now is 7/10 of a second here, 6/10 of a second here. I'm going to stay on board of the helicopter. Normally I'd go into the cockpit of the car behind, but this battle is, I just don't want to leave it, as these 2 are going to fight here with 8 minutes to go. At this pace that they're lapping, a minute and a half a lap, you're looking at next 6 laps. You're looking at about 6 laps to go from this point. So we're getting down to the nitty gritty here. 2/10 of a second separating these 2 drivers. 3/10, 4/10. Wing It's going to be all over the back of Vikas Bama here, as they both run wide out of turn 3, going into Surtees corner, turn 4. As Wing It is all over the back of Bama here. Bama looks, or not Bama, Wingett looks like he's going to try to force Bama into a mistake. He knows he's faster, especially at this part of the track. He's definitely got more confidence in his car, as it seems, compared to Bama. No disrespect to the AM1 champion. But let's see what kind of defensive masterclass these two put on, that Bama puts on here. As Wingett is going along the outside, he's going to have to hang tight on the inside. Wingett going for the switchback. Let's see if he can get a good run down the Brabham straight. Going into the Paddock Hill corner for lap 57. No, and Bama retains the lead. What great defensive driving by E-Class Bama on Wingett there. Going down the hill into turn 2. Wingett's now he's going to start pressing a little bit. He's going to be looking to make a mistake, force E-Class Bama into a mistake. Any sort of window that Wingett can open or he forces open, Wingett, you bet, is going to drive through now. As we approach 6 minutes left here at Brands Hatch. Now the gap is 0.5 of a second. Wingett hanging back just a tad. That might be by design because he knows, again, he feels more confident than Bama going through this part of the track. That might come down to familiarity around this track. I don't know how many laps Wingett ran compared to Bama, so that could very well be the case. As these two now going into lap 58. And now we're just approaching 5 minutes to go as they're running 26.6, 26.7 respectively. These front two drivers showing they're definitely the class of the field here. Wingett dove it a little too deep there, made him a small mistake. And yes, it is, and 85 minutes in, and these are the only two cars on the lead lap. They're only separated by a half a second. Make that 0.2 of a second. Bama, oh my God, Wingett got a great run out of Surtees corner. He's going to go look down the outside, down Pilgrim Hill here, or Pilgrim's Drop rather. And he's going to wisely back out of it. Maybe go for the switchback. Set up a move on the inside of Westfield, maybe. No, he's going to wisely back out of it. Setting up through Sheave Corner here, and then going down into Sterling's. These two drivers have been separated by literally nothing all night. As Wingett going around the outside of Clark Corner, down the Brabham straight. 3 minutes 40 seconds left here tonight. Wingett now is starting to feel the pressure a little bit. He's going to try to force a move to the outside of Paddock Hill. Bama, great defensive line going out of 1. Wingett gets a great run out of 1 though. He looks to go to the inside. He's just going to hang tight of it. Bama's giving him the respect, giving him the room. Wingett hits the curb. Oh my God, that small mistake might have just cost Wingett the race there. Bama forcing Wingett, forcing the door shut on him. He did give him a little room there. Wingett just looked like he overdrove the corner, unfortunately. It's still a second lead. So these two are still there as we approach under 3 minutes to go. But these two gentlemen have been racing hard all night. For those just tuning in, E-Class Bama was the pole sitter. Him and Wingett have been battling back and forth the majority of the night. Bama was leading early on, built about a 10-second gap. Wingett slowly but surely was closing the gap in, and then lap cars kind of got in the way of not one but both. So it kind of swung both ways there. Very, very, very tightly interesting race here tonight. But Bama is holding his nerve very well. Wing it with one small mistake. He was driving pretty much flawlessly all night as we approach under 2 minutes left here. So we're looking at 2 laps to go essentially here. Wing It's backing out now. Wing It might have just made a mistake. Or is that a car on the inside? That's E1 on the inside there. Yeah, Wing It has completely, seems like he just backed out of it. He probably definitely just made a mistake, and that's just going to be him honing it in for P2 here, conceding the win to ECOS Bama. So as long as Bama doesn't make any mistakes or any more lap cars get in the way, Bama's going to win here the inaugural race of ACC competition here at Contest of Speed. And despite what is being said in the chat, Bama, again, from pole, does actually deserve this win. Wing It with one heck of a drive. And he didn't give up until the very last mistake that he made. So we are definitely going to be now on the final lap here at Brands Hatch as we approach under 1 minute to go. With that being said, it's going to be Bama, Wing It, and our rounding out our podium tonight is going to be Texas Tornado. Cam Tizzle is going to be P4, and Andy Wu is going to round out our top 5 here this evening. So great drives by them. But again, the class of the field has clearly been ECOS Bama and Wing It 88. I'll be looking forward to next week. I believe next week's going to be in the Hungaro ring. Oh man! If this week has any indication how the Hungaro ring is going to go at Budapest, I'm going to be completely breathless and speechless by the time 60 minutes is up and running. Quote unquote, Kitten Petter in the chat. From Bama, sweatiest race of my life, and to be honest with you, I don't doubt it. Heading around Sterling for the final time, heading down the small straightaway, going down Clark, heading toward Clark Curve for the final time here this evening. ECOS Bama will win round 1, and that with the opening salvo here, Contest of Speed ACC competition.
Leader has finished the race.
Wing It will finish P2. Wing It will finish P2. Texas Tornado will finish P3. With that being said, let me get this going here. ECOS Bama. So with that being said, the round 1 goes like this. ECOS Bama wins first round here at Brands Hatch. Wing It P2. Texas Tornado P3. Andy Wu will finish P4. Cam Tizzle P5. Cars Ben P6. Frank P7. KD P8. Whitjay P9. Gru P10. Tin Man P11. Max Verla P12. And the final driver out of the running cars P13 goes to E. Warren. P14, Abel, P15, Cheesehead, Silent Spades, P16, ECOS Saint, P17, Catools, P18, Captain America rounding out the field this evening, P19. Well, as I saw somebody pop into the party, there's Texas Tornado. I'm waiting for one more Wing It, if I sent you an invite, come join the party, my friend. While I'm waiting for you guys there, Texas, congrats on your first race, first podium.
Oh,
You were battling with Cam pretty much the majority of the night. I'm sorry I didn't highlight most of it due to the fact that Bama and Wing It were just completely dominant. But tell me a little bit about your race and your battle with Cam. I know you guys got into it a couple of times and you had a couple of lap car incidents.
yeah, so really the lap car incidents were just some lap cars spinning in front of us that we had to navigate together, which was really cool. I have to go back and watch my stream because where he and I made contact was no fault of him, but we were um, basically coming into the second sector whenever you make that left-hander before you go up to the straight for the three right-handers.
Yeah,
And I got a run out of there because I took a wider line than he did. And so I tried to send it on his outside, and that obviously is not the space to do it, not the place to do it. So it knocked me off track. Thankfully, I didn't hit the wall or anything. I got very, very close, but I didn't. And to be honest, I'm shocked with a P3 anyways. I mean, I started the race and right off the bat did not feel like this track matched this car at all. The car did not feel right. It didn't feel very fast. But I mean, once we got towards the end of the first run, I started to get a little more comfortable with the car, and it started to gain its speed that I needed to finish the race in a competitive spot. And I think somewhere before my first pit stop, probably 30 minutes into the race, I think is when Cam pit.
yeah.
So whenever he and I caught back up to each other after I pit in the second half of the race, I think I was 15 seconds behind him whenever I came out of the pits, and I thought, surely he's already pit, and I'm going to race him like he's not going to pit again. So I was shocked to even catch up to him from that far back, based on how my car was handling, and then we eventually caught up, and he just made a mistake out of turn one that I very narrowly missed,
Yeah, I
hitting
caught
him,
that. I
and
caught
then
that on stream.
I don't know if you caught this on stream, but I ran out of fuel coming into the last corner on my last lap, so I barely just had enough fuel to finish the race.
I
But
actually think I did. Very,
I'm
very
satisfied with
tail
the
end.
P3, so
Well,
it was a hard race, a very long, challenging race, but satisfying position in the end, and no incidents were caused by fault of anyone else. At the start, I don't know what happened to Andy, but did not get a good start because I slammed on the brakes to avoid smashing into his car. So I'll have to go back and watch that. But yeah, it was overall a pretty good race, I believe.
well, again, congratulations. Um, and yeah, I'll be looking forward to that. Send me whatever you need to send me. I'm going to turn my attention. P2, Wing It. Um, you and Bama were definitely the class of the field tonight. It looked like you guys were battling back and forth. I know you had about a 10-second gap that you had to overcome in the first stint, and slowly but surely you wheeled it in. It was mistakes and lap cars that did you in toward the end, but until then, how did you feel about the changing conditions from day to night?
Well, first off, that was so much fun. I can't believe I was able to battle for more than half the race with Bama there. The changing conditions was pretty fun, but definitely at the end it was really hard to keep the tires and brakes warm enough, and I would just keep overshooting and just shooting myself in the foot really. I think I had Bama a couple of times there, but gave it up a little bit, and he was just on it the whole time. Really kept me honest, and uh, enjoyed every second of it.
It was good from up in the booth, and I'll be honest with you, until you said that, the way you had runs coming out of some of those corners, I actually thought those were intentional. So, again, reason I'm in the booth and you guys are on the cars. Congratulations on P2, and along with Texas, I'll say this, I'll be looking forward to racing with you guys in AM2 next Tuesday. Uh,
Yeah,
with that being
absolutely.
with that being said, Bama, Bama, great run. Started on pole. You were pretty dominant, pretty majority of the race. You and Wing It there. Oh, and
Oh,
as he keeps on backing out. Um, you're here. Okay, because it just showed that you left. But yeah, you and Wing It were battling the majority of the night for that front, just the front two drivers. Uh, you two were the only unlapped cars. Uh, Tell me a little bit about your drive. Tell me a little bit about how your battle with Wing It went, and what ultimately finally separated the two of you. Yeah, the one mistake I did catch, it looked like at a turn two, Wing It caught a little bit of the curb, and that was ultimately the mistake that the nail in the coffin. Quote unquote from Kitten Petter, sweatiest race of your life. Agreed with that? Oh, good gosh. Well, good luck with that. For the podium, Texas, Wing It, Bama. Congratulations from Deathstorm here. Uh, Everybody, tune in. We have NASCAR tomorrow night. Unfortunately, we do not broadcast that. The first contest of speed Formula One action will be EU4, and then on the American side, yours truly, along with E. Warren and Cam Tizzle, for AM3 Monday night. Until then, this is Deathstorm wishing you guys a good night and have a great weekend.